When entering formulas, cell referencing should be used whenever possible. Cell referencing refers to the cell names in doing the math. Instead of simply 13 plus 5, it should be F8 plus F9. Let me show you how that works. Come here and I want to add these two. Normally, I simply put an equal 13 plus 5, and I get 18. But watch what happens if I put it up here, 13, 5, and I use cell referencing. Watch this. Equals this cell plus this cell. Enter. I get 18. Both are the same answer. If I change this to 6, I also then have to come down and change this to 19. Watch when I change this to 6. It automatically changes my answer. That is cell referencing. The cell is referenced in the formula. Why is that good? Well, once I have everything in, I no longer have to do the math every single time. I can set up my spreadsheet to where if I change one number, the total is different. Let's do that one more time just to let it sink in. If I have one cell here and one cell there. If I want my answer, I have to put either 10, or if I don't want to do the math, equals 5 plus 5. However, if I want to constantly change the numbers to find out what the answer may be, I will need to use again cell referencing. Equals, what do? I reference the cell in my formula plus this cell. Hit the enter key. Both answers are the same. If I change this number, the answer does not change. If I change this number, the answer changes. Cell referencing is good for a what-if scenario. What if this number changes to an 8? What will that do to my answer? What if this number changes to a 2? What will that do to my answer? In more practical terms, what if my expenses have increased by $30? What will that do to my spendable income? Well, I have more expenses than income. I cannot do that. However, what if my pay went up to $12? What will that do to my spendable income? My spendable income went up to this amount. Obviously, more deductions were taken out, but now I have more money to spend. A what-if scenario. Without having set it up all the formulas in a what-if scenario, you'd have to come down here, and if I happen to work for $8 an hour, I would actually have to do this calculation over again and all these calculations over again. But now that I've set it up using what-if formulas, I can spend more of my time on the decision making instead of the basic math. Now, I understand that this whole cell referencing and what-if scenario stuff can be complicated at first. Watch the video a couple of more times. Try to really understand it. Because once you do, you'll see that it's very powerful and that you'd want to use it whenever possible.